gonna pop into game now and hope this works. So I'm recording my screen so I can use this epic pen drawing on the map thingy. So I'm really hoping it records in my software. Should be doing that. It's been a long while since I played this campaign. Apologize about that. I really don't have the time to play this game. Anyway, we are on turn 6 as the Soviets. Just to summarize, as you can see here, I play on 100 everything, but the computer is 125 everything. So it's not harder for me to play the Soviets, but the AI is going to be quite a lot stronger. That's the gist of it. We're going to start with the general situation. And on the map, you can see here that we took a beating the first couple of weeks, but then we started to reinforce, and we're now up to the start of Barbarossa, and I expect this to go up another 300,000 or something. I deployed a lot of reinforcements this turn, and what's interesting is guns. Yeah, we're deploying more guns, even though we're lagging behind the Axis. But the last turn, this turn, the Axis lost a lot of tanks, around 116. And I think it's because the AI is assaulting cities and rough terrain with tank forces. As you can see, our losses. I also deployed another, I don't know, 300-400 aircraft. So we're slowly gaining more air forces. I basically distributed them along the entire front, the air forces. I'm not very good with them, so I basically put them on ground support defensively. I did a little bit of interception up here in the north because that's where I feel the most pressured. And I suppose the Axis force is going to lose a couple of movement points here. I don't know how well that's going to work. I also did a little bit of try to learn how to do reconnaissance down in this area here, and I think I picked up a few behind the line units here. Not a lot though. So we're going to start from the north and go through what's up. Talinn is still holding. We have around 7,000 troops in Talinn. My reasoning here is that if I tie up the same amount of forces or even a little bit more for a couple of weeks, it's worth it because they're not going to be pushing into Leningrad. And as far as I know, if you lose the battle here, well, as it is now, they could retreat the land route, but if it were to be cut off, I think they can retreat naval-wise to another port. So this is a very weak position, but it's not important. I don't plan on holding it. So it is a fort, however. Should be. Okay, I'm gonna remove the. It's a level 2, and it's about, yeah. I don't want to give it. I don't want to give up that town. And when it comes to Leningrad, it's one of. It is the strongest front I have so far. It has almost 400,000 troops, 6,000 guns, and 800 airplanes. So it's very strong, and it also has good leaders and good quality divisions. And the reason for that is that the distance between the main objective, Leningrad itself, and the German forces is very small, and we're only in turn 6. So the green forces you see here it's a militia army, and we're gonna color that yellow. I'm trying to set up a couple of forts here in these two rough terrain hexes. See if they have a couple of weeks to increase their fort level above level 1. Of course, this is the weakest army, but I mean, if the Axis German AI decides to go this way, left swing, I'll be happy enough. And then what I'm trying to do is set up a secondary line of defense there, level 3, 2, 3, and I set up another fort behind the river line here. So I'm I'm trying to gain time to build up forts inside Leningrad. In my previous campaign as the Soviets, the German AI playing on difficulty level 120, they just walked into Leningrad and they just pushed me straight out there because I made the mistake of overestimating the value of those forts. I didn't have enough troops in front of here. I was more focusing on defending the line between Novgorod and Leningrad itself. Then we have Zhukov, which is of course the only god level commander the Soviets has, at least at this stage of the war, and he commands the orange forces. And it's not a super strong front line, but I guess all things considered, it's okay. So we'll see how well this holds. Then over around Novgorod, we have Tobokin. Is it? He's a very good commander as well. And we don't have any terrain to retreat, so we're just defending in a bit more than one division around here. I'm gonna call this a green level defensive line here, really, because it doesn't get stronger than this. Now, if it's enough to keep the German forces at bay, I don't know. We have 3 armored divisions here. I can't tell which ones there are. With a combat value of 31. And they're over to the left, or in the west. So, and we only have Politsai here, is it? I don't know. I think I remember reading the numbers. We have another motorized division here. For some reason I can't read now after opening the but we have some regiments here in the line, so God knows how strong the Axis actually is here. Of course they're gonna be able to push somewhere, but how far? Are they gonna be able to break through here somewhere, or push us out of Novgorod, or push towards Leningrad? We'll see. We'll see. And the white Stavka troops here, they are repairing in the back of the line, trying to prepare some forts for us to fall back into. I have ordered in, I think, 3 new large fresh divisions to reinforce for next turn here. So if not more than 3 divisions get smashed up, we can stay as strong. We do have 72 out of 72 command power here, so we really can't put more into the Leningrad front anyways. Sorry about that. So we have some 7,000, 3,000 division. Oh, I should really pull this division out and put it into reserve. We have 7,000, 5,000 and 9,000. So there's a lot of divisions that are banged up here. We constantly need to feed in fresh reinforcement around here. Honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I need a bit of luck to hold them back. The army headquarters here, they have a little bit more artillery than what is average. Might have 1, 2, 3, even 4 artillery units. And speaking about army headquarters, I've now given them, almost everyone has 3 engineer separate battalions for what you call it, digging in. Most of them have an AA battalion. Sorry about this, I should remove it. Anti-tank regiments, that is not something that's very common. That is like a little bit of a luxury. And as you can see, they've been in a fight, they're under strength. So, yeah. My army headquarters are not very strong at this stage of the war. Okay, that about... So we have 400,000 plus the Luga army here, which is another 100,000. So we have almost half a million men around Leningrad. And considering we have a field army of 2.6, it's like 20% of our army up here. Then we have the 11th army here under Golikov. He's a good commander, and I think these divisions are decent, but they can't dig in more than level 1 since they're not in contact with the enemy, and I don't have the command points to build forts here. So we're just gonna have to wait until we get in touch and hope they don't push us out, and then we can start building up better forts here. As you can see here, the red and orange arrows on the left corner, that has to do with supplies. And I haven't checked it really carefully here, but you can see there's a lot of divisions with low supplies here. So I'm just supposing that my rail network here, my depots, they're not enough to supply all these forces around here. I don't have enough rail or something. I built another depot in Leningrad that has a max capacity of 60,000. I'm hoping to fill it up so that if Leningrad gets cut up, it will be a longer while before they start hurting from being out of supply, and they can withstand a siege longer. And I also built another depot down here at Khersson. It's empty now, of course, since it's newly built, but maybe that will alleviate these supply problems a little bit. If you know how to, I mean, if the solution is just don't keep as many forces around there, that is not a good solution, because I need the forces to keep the Germans at bay. So, and building more depots, that's all I can do as far as I know. Maybe I could redirect more supplies here, but I have number 3 and number 4 level priority on my supplies. I would love to hear and learn more about the supply system. If you know how I could increase the supply throughput up to my force area, let me know in the comments. Last turn, being like half a year since I played it, I know the Germans just stomped me and threw me out of Velika Luka down here. So I have a single army here, the 22nd Army. It has a lot of banged up division. It's around 100,000. We have the 3 engineers, separate battalions, a battalion of anti-air, and a single core artillery. So this is like a standard army, Soviet army headquarters at this time of the war. If you have more, you're elite. So there's really nothing important to hold on to in this area of the map until you threaten reaching and breaching the Leningrad-Moscow railway. So this is not a main priority line. I step back one. I mean, it's not strong, but it's not the weakest place of the line, and also the threat to it. You can see there's a couple of infantry divisions. Yeah, it's a really strong one, 25 combat value, but you also have some regiments, so I'm not too worried about this part of the line. Let's give it a yellow color here. And then we have a hole in the line. Oh, that's not good. That would be red, but you know, there's nothing in here for the Germans. They're just gonna walk into a wilderness. I can't afford to defend here. It's also shitty terrain with all these marshes, etc. So that's about the Veliki Luki part of the front. And then we come to the center of the map. Should we call it Moscow or Smolensk or Vyazma? I don't know, the center. Let's put it like this. Alright, interesting. We now have the Western Front, which has 64 out of 72. So it's a decently strong front. It has 350,000, but interestingly enough, it has 1,600 tanks. And the 1,600 tanks would be under the 10th Army, Vatutin. It's all these brown units, and they're standing in the back in reserve when it's possible. So that's like the strongest tank unit. So once in a while, he'll activate his reserves and help out at the front and maybe slow down. I think that's been a bit successful earlier turns, actually, because look and behold, we are actually holding Smolensk in turn 6, and we'll hold it into turn 7 then. So all in all, even though many of these divisions are banged up and we don't have any forts, and here the Green Army, and we have the Orel. I call this a kind of decent defense line. It used to be I had only a division every second hex, but now I put in a lot of reinforcements from up here, from this river line last turn, and then they moved up. So they're tired, they have fatigue, they haven't dug in, but it's a more dense line. And another interesting thing I did, if you ask me, I left this secondary line here and I moved these forces up here to plug the gap so that my line goes all the way from Orel all the way up to Smolensk here. I guess I was planning to fall back to something like this the last turn, but since I had so many new fresh forces, maybe 10 divisions were put into this area around here in the center. And all right, I have one division that I need to move, and it's this one here. I forgot to do that. I should have done that before starting to recording. I don't know. This is my only strategic reserve that I really can move anywhere right now. And I don't know where would be the best place to put it. What you see in the back here are Moscow militia slowly digging into the different towns here. And I also keep paratrooper brigades behind the line, trying to dig in a little bit, because I find them useless in the front line at this stage of the war. Okay, so what we got here is we have a very strong German armor formation here. And then we have another motorized division. So this is their main area of attack. We have another armored units here. But I really don't feel like there's a lot of pressure here in the Orel area. And excuse me. We have a new front. It's the central front here, and I just attached this army here because the western front was overstacked. So that's the green units. You can see there's the central front, and obviously they don't have a lot of support units. So as long as Army Group Center is hitting me around Smolensk here, it's like the longest and most well defended route to Moscow. I guess I'm quite happy. So in a way, the center now with all these new reinforcements doesn't look disastrous. What did I say? 400 plus another, I guess, almost 100,000. We should have around, 120,000. We should have around, probably more, considering Orel is another 200,000. So yeah, more than 500,000 men is defending this part of the front. Let's go further south. Let's do how far south should we go? Maybe Kharkov and Orel and Kursk. Obviously, the Kursk Orel, there's a huge gap here in the front. So I'm not very happy about this part on the line. I think I put in like around 3 new infantry divisions here to kind of plug this gap. And as you can see, there are German armored units here. I don't know what it is, how strong they are. Are they regiments? Are they full divisions? I don't know, but there's not a lot of them. And what little I've scouted behind, I couldn't see a lot more coming. So I guess I hope they're out of supply and few, and that's why I left a gap here. And let's talk about it. I also had a full tank army to deploy, almost 1,000 tanks in I think 6 tank divisions. And I considered putting them here and reinforcing and creating a second line. But then I figured, what's important here? Yes, Voronezh is important, but nothing. And I mean, can they reach it really? I do have a little bit of a hedgehog here around Kursk. Let's check this army out. It's like a full army, so it should have like around 100,000 troops. It has, it only has 60,000. It has the traditional 3 sappers, but I guess no extra artillery or anything else. Okay, so we have a garrison of 60,000, garrison Kursk. Could they surround Kursk? I mean, a human player would definitely do that easily, but playing against the AI, I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. And if he does, hopefully I can break it open. I should probably have some fast units like cavalry up here to be able to fast break through any encirclement of Kursk. we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then we have a small area here in the middle. Another around what's this town called? It's called Belgorod. Has 3 infantry divisions that I can spread out here however I need them. Start building up a little bit of a fort here. So I guess Kursk, Belgorod has a yellow level defensive line, and on the bright side, the Germans aren't quite here yet. Ooh, look, we have more German tank units here and motorized. So once they reach here, we're in trouble, but not this turn, not this turn. Now, let's go down to what is probably the most vulnerable part of the entire front, which would be the southwestern front, the Poltava, Dnepropetrovsk, and, oh shit, what's it called? Zaporizhzhia area. Because, how does it look here? First off, in the north, here we have a very banged up army that's just running away, and it's composed of security brigades and KVD troops, and these divisions are not strong. Well, I mean, there are exceptions, but basically this is just a screen, so don't worry about that. And then we have another stronger army here, and I have built up, as you can see, a level 2 fort and another level 2 fort here, and that along with Poltava, which is level 3, and Dnepropetrovsk. So you can see I have 4 forts. So my hope is that this will slow down the... And I had to abandon a division up here in this level 1 fort because he couldn't get out. Most of these divisions are also full strength, so they're strong. It's good quality defense. 4th Army. It doesn't have a great commander, but at least they are in forts and around 100,000, and they even have some artillery with them. Do you think they are going to break through? Now, what's really scary here is what you see. These Germans, we have 2 panzer divisions, a motorized, another 2 panzer divisions, and a 5th panzer division. So we have 5 panzer divisions and 1 motorized, and another motorized. This is incredibly strong forces here. Wherever they go, they'll be able to go, and they have yellow supplies. But I think I remember, if I turn it to fuel, at least they will be all on red fuel levels. However accurate that is, I don't know. So maybe it's the low levels of fuel that will save me here, because as you can see, I don't have much of a double line down here. What I did was I moved up the 9th Rifle Corps under Batov, which is he's one of the best tank or mechanized commanders of the Soviet army at this time, and he's running around with, I think, almost 1,000 tanks. Obviously, they're all going to be old, bad tanks. Oh, sorry, 600 tanks, over 600 tanks. And I put them with whatever movement allowance was left on reserve here on the secondary line. So, are they going to get across the river, the Dnieper? Of course they are. Are they going to be able to surround everything? I don't know. Are they going to, how far are they going to get? I did what I could, but I am weak here. And that is why I choose to deploy that new, fresh Soviet reserve tank army up around in this area, instead of around Kursk and Orel. Because I want to protect Kharkov and the Stalino industrial base in here. So, and I think, and of course they are getting a few infantry troops here, but infantry really doesn't fight very well on these steppes out there. So, yes, not the strongest defensive line, but they get quite a lot of defenses for the next turn. Alright, and the last southern part of the front. We have the 16th Army, which is only a bunch of cavalry, just covering the river here. If the Germans want to waste time and troops to try to get across and push these cavalry divisions out of the line, they're welcome to it. Down here we have a bit overstacked 18th Army. It's a strong one, around 80,000. And basically what they're doing is they're protecting the crossing here. You can only see a few Romanians here, so I don't feel that threatened at this river crossing. So the very south is looking good. And that's partly because I am holding Odessa with some 60,000 troops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divisions. 5 divisions and around 60,000 troops. Obviously, I hope to be able to evacuate them before they all get sent into a prisoner of war camp, but I guess the German troops here makes it hard for the Axis to advance any further. And then comes, well, why am I so weak on other parts of the line? Well, that's because we have the 31st Army here, elite mountain troops with over 100,000 mountain troops digging in furiously in around here, the bottleneck, and also around here. So I guess we're building a fort down there. So my hope is that once the river line is breached, because actually in actuality we only have like 5 infantry divisions up here. Sure, they're in a fairly strong position, but I don't plan on holding them here forever. But then they'll fall back into stronger positions, and then we'll fall back down to Sevastopol. So this is, I would give this area a nice green fort level, defensive level. Yeah, that feels good. Let's do that, and this. But I am not digging in yet around Sevastopol. I'm gonna wait with that. Right, and I guess I now have to decide where to send my strategic reserve, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna do the combat live, because I'm playing Iron Man mode in a way, like if the battles go against me, I just live with that. You have to give AI some sort of break. So I was thinking this hole here in the line, maybe that needs some sort of reinforcement. It's a nice 14,200 artillery pieces, 50 morale, pretty good experience. Yes, it's one of the it's a good infantry division. And if I couldn't make up my mind before recording this, there is a reason for it. So how far can we get? We could get it all the way down. Could I? Or should I use it to plug this line down here? Oh, maybe I should. Okay, let's do that. Let's reinforce Orel with it. So we'll. Okay. We could only move it by rail. Put it into the 30th Army for now. I'm not sure that was the right thing to do, but we have a small reserve. This is the road to Moscow, right? So could it ever be wrong to put that there? And we do have I think the combat resolution measure delay 3 is what we usually play with, so we're just gonna go with that. Wish me good luck. Here we go. Oh, we're gonna make a save. What do you call it? Turn 6 end. Turn 6 end. In case someone wants to examine something in the future. There we go. I don't expect Smolensk to hold. The only reason I am holding is because the AI made the mistake of pushing me out and not having enough forces or brains or movement allowance maybe to actually occupy it, so I just walk in there. Somehow they're still Soviet force. Maybe I'm wrong. We didn't check any combats going on, but I got beat up. I lost like 80,000 troops, not from encirclements, just by the German forces smashing my units. Because on 125 strength or difficulty, their morale, their experience, their training, they hit so incredibly hard. So it's very hard to stop them. Wherever they attack, they're gonna push you back with high losses. Although, I do believe like retreats and morale losses are lowered a bit in a recent patch. And even though this is really good old save, it seems to be working. But the game automatically updates, so I should be running on the latest version of the game now. Can you see? This is version 103.11. Yeah, I don't know. No one would be happier than me than like losing the battle and the actual retreat. You suffer such immense losses versus a strong AI that I think that could be tuned down a little bit. And we'll see how far I get into this campaign. I am thinking about trying to find a medium experienced human opponent on the forums. Okay, I should probably have speeded this part of the game up. Can I cannot skip this part, can I? Oh, it doesn't take too long. Okay. Pause. Alright, so we have an assault on Odessa with almost 4,000 losses. We only lost 500. But what's more important is they managed to bring down the city fort from 3 to 2. So now there's going to be a very dangerous situation where they might make a surrender. But at least we held the first battle. They attacked with 148,000 troops versus our almost 60,000. They lost all their tanks. This looks like we're holding again. Yes, 1,700 losses to our 400. But now it's down to 0 fort. So let's see what happens. Where's this? Oh, that was the semi-surrounded. Yeah, he retreated. Oh, we actually didn't shatter or rout. We just lost 1,500 troops and retreated in good order. That is way better than what I expected. Oh, you can use the space button to pause. Oops. We had a scout result somewhere. What's this? Oh, this is bad. Yeah, of course. My troops south of Novgorod, they are weak. We have 3 divisions there, but they're not very strong. So he's attacking with, what is it? 1 infantry division, two divisions, Totenkopf and 251st. So we're probably gonna get pushed out of there. That's not good. Yeah, all 3 routed, and we lost 22,000. Oh my God, did I just lose 22,000 troops in a single battle? That is very, very bad. That is the worst result I ever seen. That is like, yeah, I mean, I thought this was something they had toned down. These are not like the shittiest division ever. These are not trash. And yet they lose like 80% being pushed out of a prepared position. I'm not happy about that. And that was easy. They just walk into a level 2 fort, Novgorod town. Retreat, surrender. We lost 6,000 to 145. Very, very strong AI forces. Very, very strong. Not happy about that either. That was us. Okay, so we were pushed out of Tallinn. Okay, that's fine. We lost 2,000. Jesus. So Novgorod, not only were we pushed out, we were exterminated. Our troops were just blasted to nothing. And now these guys are cut off. That was a smart thing. It seems he attacked Tallinn first and then he cut off at Narva, so they don't have a port to retreat to. Good job, AI. What else? Very bad. There is no way you could have done this without the difficulty level being tuned up as high as it is. And okay, this is a good attack. I'm happy about this. I retreat in good order. It's a 6-1. I lose 2,500 to the 200. That's 10-1 or 15-1 losses. 50. That's like a Politsai 2 infantry divisions attacking our 2 divisions. This is a really good. Oh, it's Zhukov, and he managed to pull in both tank regiments and the corps artillery. So fair enough. That's a very good battle for us. That's the way I want to see. We have another one, 6-1, 500 losses. Very happy with that. Good job, Zhukov. So we're slowly being pushed back. That is fine. And we have another 4-1, 400 losses. He calls in all his artillery. Oh my god, he's such a good commander. Thank you. Being pushed back 1 province, 1 hex. I can live with this. Yes! Got a held result, losing 500 troops. This time it's Sovyenovkov. Now we have 1 routed. Only 1,000 losses and 1 single division routed. I wonder which one it is. This one's time it was Zhukov. So they're pushing northwards here. We have another held result. It's because they're using panzers. Is this? I think the terrain is marsh. We didn't get any like anti-tank or artillery, but they lost 19 tanks. So very good, very good. Gold star to Tolbakin. Excellent. So we had another held result. So I guess this is a little bit of a compensation for the utterly devastating results in the south. Okay, now of course only 6,000 losses. Their losses come when the retreats comes. We lost all our 27 tanks, 6,000 under. It's 25% losses of these 3 divisions. Devastating. Ooh. We scouted versus a full panzer division. Pretty cool. Okay, at least our weak secondary line behind Novgorod held another attack. And we held again. We didn't get any air support, but neither did the Germans here. Right, that's a very weak division with only 7,000 troops. Manstein versus Zhukov, and we hold. I wonder how important the leadership values here is. I feel lucky that this weak division could hold off Manstein and the 8th Panzer Division. I'd say it's because it is the terrain, the marsh. Hey, I'm not complaining. Scouted. Good job, Zhukov. Oh, okay. At least we only lost 2,000, and at least only 1 division routed. But we got pushed up out of our position. So they are pushing hard northeast. They're not going north straight towards Leningrad. At least we know that. And we have 5, 6 routed divisions, and we know we're taking severe losses. The 3 divisions I put up here, that's not going to be enough. This sector is going to be super weak the next turn. This is it a disaster? It's a looming disaster. Another retreat, thank you very much. Everything that's not a route, we got a route, lost 2,600. And but this division was banged up anyway, so he's gonna go into the reserve. Look, they actually blown up. They could advance in here and cut off anything. Like, they have an opening. They could blitz through here. No, I have nothing behind. Very bad. Very, very bad. But the AI doesn't know that. Only we know that. Okay, I would be okay with the Leningrad. Oh yes, the Leningrad area attacks are done. That was some intense shit. We are now in. Where are we? Is this Smolensk? Yes, it is. This is Smolensk. And this is actually good news because they pushed us out with only 400 losses and a 15-1 attack. We didn't rout. We didn't surrender. So I'm good with this. No, that was the province north. Ooh, we're now. Oh, okay. Scouted. Good job. Routed. Only 800 losses though. And 7,000 losses. So these guys are sitting inside Smolensk and being just be hit, and it's like, no, you're routed. 60-1, 7,000 losses. Bye. Okay. I guess it was worth holding Smolensk in turn 7 for 7,000 losses, but yeah, Soviet troops, they suck. Now they're pushing it along the highway towards Smolensk. First Vyazma here, of course, and then Smolensk. Another route, but only 1,000 lost. That was a weak division from the beginning. 4 routed so far. Another route. Only 1,300 troops though. You can see they're weak from the beginning, and he attacks with 43,000. No air support whatsoever. Is it the bad weather? A retreat that costs us 2,000. Alright, we retreated, so it's possible. Another route, 1,200 losses. This is painful, very painful. A retreat, 1,000 losses, I guess that's fine. Oh, come on, kick him. I want you to attack him. Nope, he surrounded him instead. The AI doesn't make a lot of pockets. And now we're like in the center between Orel and Smolensk. A route that cost us 11,000 out of 14,000. That is so nice. Oh god, the guy started. This is so painful. I haven't really played on normal. So would this ever be possible if you were playing a 100 difficulty versus 100 difficulty game? Maybe, but it looks extremely. What they have 37,000 troops attacking. Not good. Okay, this is much better. Much better. Another route, 13,000 losses. Okay, so all the losses are when they break and they route. But 200 artillery pieces lost. They might as well shatter or just be eliminated. It's just such extreme combat losses. They're not surrounded and entirely cut off and annihilated in a pocket. They're just being pushed back, but yeah, okay, fine. 2,000 retreat. Of course, I'm delighted by air assault like that. They reached Kharkov. They're outside Kharkov now. I'm not happy about that. It's only turn 7. We got a tank division here. No attacks here though. And I think we held them. Right, okay. So this is excellent news. They threw in a large stack of, okay, only 1 infantry division. We got some support units, but we managed to hold off. But see, they're stacking up. They haven't started using their tanks yet. Again. Now they attack with the Panzer Division, and we held them off. Oh my god, 206th Rifle Division. I love you, Kuznetsov. So, Soviet Star, heroes of the motherland. Yes, again! Oh my god. 11th Panzer Division. It must be the heavy river here. I think you only attack with like 1/3 of your combat strength or something with a mechanized unit. It is a heavy bonus against tank units attacking across a river, major river like this. That's it. Oh my god! My cavalry division. This must be a really strong cavalry division. Because usually aren't they like 3,000-4,000? I think this is one of the like larger ones. Because, yeah. Okay, so we held versus an infantry division. This is excellent. Good job. And another cavalry division versus the Liebstandarte. Cool. They lost. And now they managed to rout them, and we lost 3,600 out of our 6,000 cavalrysts. Those rout results are so painful. Another held. Another held. Hungarians, Slovakians, they're only combat brigades and regiments, so not the strongest Axis forces. With red fuel, I left it on fuel up here. Oh, okay. So northwest of Dnepropetrovsk, we lost a battle, 28-1. We lost 9,000 troops. Did we actually have 2 divisions there defending? Was that? No, we didn't. We only had 1 division defending there, but we had a reserve activation, 21st NKVD Motorized Rifle Division. So I guess it's this one. So actually we defended with 27,000, and yet we were routed. That is, I'm not happy about that. But he attacked with 46,000 troops. All right. This is one of our forts, is it? I guess it is. We only have 1 rifle division there, but it seems like we're holding it. Yes, we are. Good job. So building that fort was worth building for just that one held result. Oh yes! The city held, and it didn't even lose a single fort level. Nice. 600 losses to their 300 losses. Can't get better in 1941. Another scout result in our fort. Oh, this fort is so worth building. I feel very, very satisfied. Now we lost it. We only lost 3,000 and we retreated. No rout. But I have to say, that fort, if it even was, no, maybe that was just a guy dug in at level 2. But anyway, 244th Rifle Division. Should I write this down? They did an excellent job. Thank you, Sokolovsky and 244th. Well done. Scouted versus a full Viking SS motorized. We only managed to scout them. What I have to say is the results are all over. There's no combat odds result table in this game. So for me, battles are very hard to predict. They are unpredictable. And this just shows, I would have guessed here like, hey, he's standing out there in the open. He doesn't have a high fort level. And this is an elite Viking SS. I would have guessed like at least a retreat, maybe a rout. But instead, no, it's not only held, it's a scouting result. Good job, Kuznetsov. Now, oh, they pushed us out of the river position here. Ooh, 206th. Why did you fail me like this? Oh, we lost. We retreated from. Oh, shoot. That would have been nice to hold this. For a while there, it looked kind of like we were. But it was only a retreat, not a rout. We lost 4,000. It was a weak division. Only 8,000 from the beginning. So I guess not routing or shattering was good enough. Okay, now it's all up to these two guys here. The town itself, I think this is a good division. It has the 3 combat values, so it should be decent. No, he routed. Strangely enough, he only lost 2,000 troops routing. Shouldn't he be losing like 7 out of 8,000? Okay, it's not looking good. It's not. I told you this was a weak sector of the front. Something retreated. Oh, it was up here at Poltava, was it? Oh, okay, they pushed back the security. He retreated the security? I think they just pushed over this river, the Poltava River, whatever it's called. I don't know. Well, if this is it, I have to say I'm a bit happy. They didn't cross the river, did they? And they... Okay, I need to tell you, I did reinforce the 130th Rifle Division with a light tank battalion in here. Those are little small one-man turret T-38 amphibious tanks. I don't know a lot about them, but they basically have like 1 or 2 machine guns in a small one-man turret. They're not tanks, they're tankettes at the best. But there was like 50 of them. Yeah, 48 of them. We lost 20. But I like you have so little to distribute. But now I've thought that's a key position on the front. Let's give those guys some tankettes. And maybe this is why we managed to hold versus German paratroopers or air landing troops. A little detail there. Nope, that didn't help. We lost another 12 tankettes and we lost the Khersson. Shoot. Well, they're not across the river yet. Okay. Our first assault, we're holding them back. We have level 1 fort, we have river, we have marshes. Oh my god, what is this? Oh, we're back in Odessa. Our 57 troops holding out against a single... Oh, it's a Romanian guard division. Well, I'd be surprised if they managed to retreat us. They have a lot of air support, 60 bombers. I haven't seen a lot of... It's pretty shitty rainy weather. Maybe that is why there are so little... Why is it so slow? Okay. Bombing. 1 versus 72. So now 6 Soviet divisions, they gained a victory and morale and experience. Not too shabby. That was a bad assault. You don't want to attack with 1 division, right? The fort was already gone. So we lost Kherson. And that's it. Whew, what a turn, what a turn. We're holding Odessa, we lost Kherson, we're holding Dnepropetrovsk. You know, there are some really bad results here, but we had some success as well. There were more held results than I expected. So let's examine the front a bit before we finish this off. How long have we been going on? I've been yapping for, what is it? Oh, almost an hour. I'm sorry. Almost an hour. Wait, how? There we go. And we're back. Here we are. So, friendly losses, 95,000 and 1,600 artillery and 500 tanks. Is that it? No, that's obey changes. Here are losses: 118 tanks, 200 planes, 2,200 artillery, and 134,000 troops. Whew. That is some heavy losses. It's almost double from the last turn. And we have an event. RAF raids. That's not very interesting. What else? Partisans, and we have Axis ground setback in North Africa. Cool. All right. That helps us. I just want to check out how the front moved. Let's go with the evil Germans here. They really pushed into... pushed us back so far here. But to me, it would appear that I don't think the AI has a plan. But are they going straight for Leningrad? Or are they trying to cut Leningrad off? Or are they even going the long route and trying to cut the railway off and cutting the entire area off? I don't know, but we're being pushed really hard. And I think you can see here that we only have 2 routed units out of like 5, 6 here. So at least I got a lot of these troops under control. I am very unhappy I lost Novgorod this early. But other than that, at least they didn't get that much close to Leningrad. They more pushed in the area of Novgorod. They didn't even dare to approach my Lake Ilmen line here. Oh, they only have regiments here. Oh my god, and I'm keeping like 8 divisions here. Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. Well, you lose some, you win some, right? They did not do anything at Veliki Luki. They semi-encircled, they didn't full encircle this division. That is, of course, a mistake of the AI. A human player would definitely have put units here, so it's that I can retreat this one out there. So I'm not this part of the front, no disaster at all. And they blew a little bit of a hole here, but I can easily repair that. And it seems the Orel headquarters just vanished now. I can easily transfer these troops into the central front up here. The 33rd Army. And they didn't push very far in the gap between Kursk and Orel. So, and oh, I only have like 3 divisions here up here to plug this gap. But you know, this is not the disaster. How about here? Yeah, we need to evacuate this, of course, and I suppose the Kharkov military area disappeared. I don't know where to put this under. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. And we now have tanks, panzers across the river here. We're gonna we have to, and we have very little. See, I only have 2 infantry divisions and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tank divisions. So if we take these down here, we're gonna have a strong tank force to shadow, to kind of like guard these guys, but we have barely no infantry. So this is a very dangerous breakthrough here. Am I gonna leave and sacrifice troops inside? Probably, yeah. I can't just let this go. And this means that they outflank our nice level 2 forts here in the Poltava line, which I'm so proud of. But maybe we can swing this up, like use this, but it's starting to feel like they're pushing in from the north, they're pushing in from the south. This strong front line here, yeah, it has to be abandoned and pulled back. So sad about that. And as we said, I think it's time to abandon Odessa now when the fort level is down. But on the other hand, there's only one German division left there. Do I need to scout with airplanes so that I can see if they have their... This is a very strong German division. Which one is it? It's 107th. So this 33 combat value, that's both of those divisions, right? I know this air landing division is very strong. Okay, exciting. I'm excited. 130,000 losses. We can even with those losses, because yeah, I went from 2.6 to 2.7. I didn't quite add as much as I thought. I thought I was gonna hit up towards 3 million. When it came to tanks, though, we went from 4 to almost 4,500 tanks. So we managed to increase our tank forces on the map. We not substantially. How about guns? Yeah, another 2,500 guns on the map. So we are getting stronger, but we are getting pushed back. We're into August now. There's gonna be August and September with good weather, and maybe half of October. I in my head, in the old game, weather used to turn 14 and 15. Here, weather is much more random. But I'm having fun, even versus the pretty mediocre AI. I'm at this level of strength the AI has. I'm having fun. So anyway, I would be very interested if you manage to get through to the end. How do you play the game? What would you do? What about the supplies in the north? What can I do with my early Soviet air forces to improve? Am I missing out something? Give me some advice. Give me some feedback. I'd love to that. Hope you enjoyed it, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.